Iraqi soldiers taking on so-called Islamic State, or ISIL, in Anbar province in Iraq. They currently get support from British airstrikes, strikes that don't extend into Syria, at least yet.
We know that we have to defeat ISIL, we have to destroy this caliphate, whether it is in Iraq or in Syria. That is a key part of defeating this terrorist scourge that we face. I want Britain to do more. I'll always have to take my parliament with me. We're talking and discussing at the moment.
The noes to the left, 285.
Yeah. David Cameron's making his case carefully because 2 years ago his plans to bomb President Assad's regime in Syria were defeated. And so this time the Defence Secretary has already set out his argument for striking targets in Syria, and so too has the Prime Minister. But one senior Conservative MP told the BBC today that David Cameron was making up his approach to Syria on the hoof and instead needed a coherent strategy. At the moment, both the SNP and the Liberal Democrats are unconvinced too. As for Labour, 3 of those running to be its next leader said they were open to David Cameron's idea. But
is it in line with international law? Is there a clear military objective and a clear moral objective?
It would have to be part of, to be honest, a much broader and wider political strategy in the region.
We haven't yet seen the government's case, but I don't want Labour to just sit on the sidelines.
Only left-winger Jeremy Corbyn is definitely opposed.
No, I would not support the bombing of Syria. What I would support is choking off arms supplies and finances for ISIL.
Questions, though, are already being asked as to whether extending British airstrikes to Syria is enough. One former head of the armed forces suggested ground troops and tanks would eventually be needed.
There's an old military adage, which is if you're going to get a war, do it properly. And it's shortened to clout, don't dribble. And I think the critics of the existing strategy, without wishing to reduce the importance of this, would accuse us of too much dribbling and not enough clouting.
Now load. British forces are currently training troops fighting IS, but there is no immediate prospect of the UK being involved in an all-out war.